Today's lesson is about systems of equations. If you are following along in our unit numbers, this would be 5.1. All right, so what is a system of equations? Well, a system of equations is pretty simple. All we say is two or more. For our unit, though, it's just going to be two, but technically it could be more. So two or more linear equations with the same variables. And we will get into these systems in a lot of detail kind of as we move forward. Now, what are the types of solutions, right? If we have a system of equations, how are we going to answer these things? Well, there are three possibilities. And let's kind of take a look at them before we write them all out, because I think that will make more sense. So ignore this stuff. We're going to go down here. All right, types of solutions. There is the possibility of having a single solution, one solution, no solutions at all, or an infinite number of solutions. So those are our three possible outcomes. So let me talk about kind of how this looks. If you get one solution, they are created by intersecting lines. And they don't have to intersect in a special way, they just intersect. They just cross somewhere. So as an example, if I have this line and I have another line like, let's see, this one, then my intersecting point right here, right, we would call this point my solution, and we would say x, y. Like the point itself is the solution. So if I said, what is the answer? What is the solution to this system of equations? You would give me this coordinate point. Okay? That's one solution. Now, if there are no solutions, then doesn't it make sense that we don't have any points like this? In other words, they don't ever cross. Well, what kind of lines never cross? Hopefully we remember that parallel lines never cross. So parallel lines on the graph are any two lines with the same what? Do we remember? Parallel lines have the same slope. So can we kind of see that those two lines will never cross? So we're going to write down over here, I'm going to say same slope, never cross. So that means no solution. All right, they have the same slope, so they're never going to cross. They got no solution. That's another option. So, okay, maybe they cross, we have a solution. Maybe they don't, and we've got no solutions. Or the last option here is, okay, there's a possibility for infinite solutions. Well, how does that happen? I'm going to draw this one first. So what if I have a line, and it's right here, or wherever, and I graph my second line, and as I graph it, I realize, oh my goodness, look, this is actually on top of that first line. Can you guys see the blue overlapping the red? So if I have two lines that are actually on top of each other, well, how many solutions are there? How many points do these lines share? Don't they share literally every single point? Right? So I'm going to say share every point, right, because they overlap. So that's going to be infinite solutions. And that happens when we have, how would you describe those lines? You could say overlapping lines or identical lines or same exact equations. I'm going to go ahead and write, these are created, infinite solution is created when we have identical lines. All right, and those are all of our possible situations. If we have a system, they either cross, or they don't cross, or they're exactly the same. All right, so either one solution, no solutions, or infinite solutions. All right, so let's kind of summarize what we just talked about today, just as an intro to systems of equations. And we're going to say, what are the types of solutions? We're going to say one solution. I'm going to do capitalized letters here. One solution from intersecting lines, or we've got no solutions from parallel lines, or finally we have infinite solutions there, supposed to be lowercase, infinite solutions, and we're going to say that that happens when we have identical lines. Same slopes, same y-intercepts. All right? Okay, we're going to talk about how to solve these tomorrow, and we're going to do a couple of different ways here, but y'all keep this in mind, the basics of this entire unit, of this entire concept. If we're talking about systems of equations, right, more than one line, the solutions, the points we're really looking at, are where our lines cross.